Welcome back to Stooge Dream for another episode. I am your host, The Stooge, and today we have 23-year-old versus 80s cartoons, and that's not me because I'm in my mid-30s. I grew up with these things. That is the one and only host of the Impact Recap. It is G Banks.
What's happening, YouTubers?
So for the first episode, I thought I'd pull out something a little bit different. This was from 1986. It's called Centurions. They're the most powerful fighting force of the 21st century. They're three guys, Ace, Max, and Jake, and we'll get into them in a moment, that have this armor that they can call down from Skyvault that's run by Crystal, the helper, and Lucy, the orangutan.
Yep.
So you know you want to be on this team. They've got an orangutan. Jake's also got a dog named Shadow.
Shadow's a sick dog.
Dude, they've got a dog and an orangutan. I want to be on this team. They're kind of superheroes. They're kind of badasses. But all right, let's.
And they're not even the highlight of the show, surprisingly.
Yeah. So let's break down the show itself. Now, the first episode. So this is season 1, episode 1. Doesn't even tell you an origin story.
Nope.
Just jumps you straight into
They
it.
don't shy away from the action. I'll tell you that. These 80s cartoons, they love it. They're like, hey, here's three guys and they're exploding stuff. Enjoy.
Yeah, it's straight
Wait, what?
into it.
What? Why are they doing this? Why are they killing those robots? What's happening?
It's great, man. So you meet Ace, Max, and Jake, and I don't even know if they say their names.
No,
at the
they don't.
beginning. Someone else introduces them.
They kind of introduce themselves when they meet the girl.
The girl and the scientist,
Yeah.
right? So they rock up to see this science experiment, which is this cryogenic ray that's going to change the world of firefighting. But in the meantime, the bad guys, who we don't even get his name, he's just one of Doc Terror's goons.
I'm just going to call him Blue Goon.
Blue Goon.
Yeah.
All right. Blue Goon is hiding in a crate in the facility somehow. He breaks out with a
No
whole
one
lot
will
of...
expect them to be in there.
Yeah. Breaks out with a whole bunch of robots, and they're there to steal the cryogenic ray. Fight immediately breaks out.
Literally, in the space of 10 seconds, there's a fight.
It
No
was
word of a lie.
awesome.
Explosions. Like, the guy got out of the crate and there was an explosion.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, James Bond logic.
Yeah,
When GoldenEye,
everything blows up.
Yeah, you shoot, everything blows up.
Yeah.
That's the logic they're going for. Cool.
Brilliant. And just to show you how tough the goon was as well when he broke out, there was a dude with a forklift wearing a US Navy shirt, just to show you that he's hard. Tries to drive the forklift into him and he throws the whole forklift. And yeah, he's hard. He's
Blue
tough.
Goon ain't going down from a Penzi forklift. What are you
What
on
talking about? Like,
Blue Goon is
some
mad.
people. So this leads to you learning about Doc Terror. It's his goons.
Is it Doc Terror or Dark Terror?
Doc Terror.
So Doc Terror.
Yeah, like a scientist.
Yeah, everyone's a doc in the 80s. Alright, cool.
Yeah. His daughter is actually hiding as the...
Can we say how hot the daughter is? Well?
Oh, she's hot. They always had hot villain. The Baroness in G.I. Joe, she was hot out. They always had hot villain females. Evil Lynn in Masters of the Universe. Like, they were always hot. So awesome.
If I was a little 80s boy back in those days, I'd definitely get a little chub right now.
Yeah, that's why we always had a thing for the bad girls, because the bad girls were always the hot ones. Like, I'm not taking anything from Scarlet and Lady Jane in G.I. Joe, but I had a thing for the Baroness. So in this episode, very quickly, we learn about Skyvault. Skyvault is this satellite that can beam armor down to them specific to their skills.
Yes.
So Ace is a pilot. He's the
Ace McCloud.
Ace McCloud. Max is the land guy.
Yeah.
And Jake is the sea guy. They've got different armors that help them.
Jake's the land guy.
Oh, sorry, Jake's the land guy. Max is the sea guy.
Yes,
My
yeah.
apologies. And they've got these different armors that beam down and connect to them. So we see the Wild Weasel, the bike, that you'll see quite a bit throughout the series.
Yeah.
We see Ace's basic flight armor, because there's more coming, and you actually see it at the end in the message of the day, his space armor and stuff. So he's got all different ones. We saw one of the sea armors.
Yeah.
Later on, we saw another one of the ground armors, which is like a missile set thing. So they're already showing you, hey kids, here's some toys you're buying.
Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, he evolves into this, but you need this part, so you got to buy this part,
Yeah.
and you got to buy these parts to go with this part. It's like, oh, here you
See
go.
how quickly they introduce you to a bunch of characters and bad guys and stuff. So they're like, here's your good guy team, here's your bad guy team, here's their accessories, here's their abilities. Go buy the stuff. Now you can play war.
But it doesn't take away from the show, admittedly.
Because they had pride in what they did still. They wrote good quality content. All right, so let's run through the episode very, very quickly. Then we can talk about what we thought about it and stuff. So there's fighting, there's action. The whole point is Doctera wants to burn the planet basically and turn it into...
With missiles, I believe?
Yeah, so he's got these missiles that are going to burn the garbage around the planet and turn it into fire, heat up the ozone layer, make everything too hot. And he gets away with it too, which is quite surprising.
Yeah, he gets away from the start. I thought they were just going to stop him straight away.
Yeah, he actually succeeds, and then they've got to fix the problem. So they use the cryo ray at the end to...
they get caught first.
Yeah, I went too far. They got caught first.
Because they try to trap him.
They try and trap him. It doesn't work. Then they escape. Beat Doctera, of course, because he knew that was coming. And use the cryo ray to stop the fire in the sky from burning the planet.
He does escape.
He does escape, though, of course, because he needs to come back next week with more villains.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we get a lesson on how Saturn's rings work, which was very nice.
I learned something that I didn't know.
Yeah. How the asteroids get pulled in by gravity and stuff.
From an 80's cartoon.
Yeah.
Cool.
They always got a message of the day. But now let's talk about the actual... break it down a little bit, some spots. We'll do it like a wrestling match. We'll break down some spots.
I can do spots.
All right, so... Go. I know you saw some stuff that you liked.
All right. So can we talk about Max's mustache?
It's awesome, isn't it?
I love the fact that all the characters pretty much look the same, but they've just gone, all right, we'll change the color palette. So we'll give him like blue eyes and blonde hair, and we'll give this guy like, brown hair and maybe a bit of a tan. And we'll just give this guy a mustache.
That's it.
Yeah. And he's different from everyone else.
I get it now. Like, it took me a minute, and I remembered who he's supposed to be. He's Tom Selleck.
Oh, that just makes sense altogether.
Because he was huge in the 80s.
I don't have to question it anymore. Yeah. I love Jake's little one-liners. He's my favorite character now.
Jake's awesome, isn't he?
Yeah. He's so funny.
He's trying
to be cheeky, and it's like really lame and 80s, but it's awesome because it works.
And Ace is so sleazy.
Yeah, Ace
is sleazy.
He was trying to pick up that scientist bitch from as soon as she walked into the screen. I was like, calm down, Ace. What are you doing, mate?
Don't go put it back in your pants.
Yeah, don't go swooping over there just because you got flying powers.
Yeah, dude, it was. Yeah. He's so sleazy. It's awesome.
There was some parts where the animation looked weird. It was like off and stuff, but that's, you gotta take that. Like, you can't do anything about that. Other than that, dude, it actually surprised me. It was actually, the artwork was actually amazing. It had some of that anime vibe to it, a little bit, not much, but just like the space battles and stuff. If you go watch the old animes and stuff, like you'll see.
If you watch 80's Macross or Robotech, as we had in the West, you can see the influence in the art style of space battles. There's a close-up of Crystal at one point that I'm like, dude, that could have been ripped out of any 80's anime.
Yeah, exactly.
So the style of art was a little bit different. It wasn't quite that Transformers clean line comic book art. It wasn't quite the He-Man style that we were used to. It more blended that with the Eastern influences and anime
you're right. It definitely did. That's why I kind of liked it, I guess.
Yeah.
The story actually intrigued me a lot too. It actually got me going. That's why I thought, as I said, we said from the start, it's like there's explosions everywhere. There's fights. And it's like, okay, why is this happening? Oh, okay, now I know why this is happening. Okay, I kind of get it. It still doesn't make sense, but I kind of get it. There was some ridiculous logic in there, them blowing up a door with wire.
I love
electricity.
When Doctera's holding the world hostage with this fire around the sky, and he's like, "I want the world." So a dude rocks up with 2 pieces of paper.
No, that dude is the president.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was the president
in a random building. Somewhere, not even the top part of the building. He was in the middle somewhere too. And they pulled him out, like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm writing the documents down, the world documents down. And we're giving up already. The guy hasn't even done anything and we've already given up.
It's like we've still got hours. Yeah. He's giving us an ultimatum of let us try.
We've got 3 seasons, buddy. What are you doing? Nice one, President. He looked like Stan Lee too, a little bit. Yeah, I was like, what's going on, Stan Lee? What are you giving into already? Like,
dude, and the whole, to hand over the world, all
it actually reminded me of
2 pages.
Yeah, you remember the Futurama episode where those Omicron Persei 9s or whatever come to the planet to take over, and Nixon goes, oh yeah, Nixon and what's his name?
Zap Brannigan.
Zap Brannigan. They're like, all right, we're gonna fight him. We're gonna take care of him. Next scene cuts over. They go hand over like the paperwork to the planet. Like, we can surrender.
Yeah.
Thank you. Literally that, but it was serious. Like it was like that's it. I'm writing it down.
Was played dead serious.
Then the dude's like, no, what are you doing? We can settle this. It's like, no, that's it. But no, it was a plan apparently.
So it was really Max like actually disguises as him and gets on Doctera's ship and stuff. But the fact that like he opens a briefcase, there's literally two pieces of
paper.
That's it. That's all you need, folks. Just so we're aware. All you need to take over the world is 2 signed pieces of paper.
So any aliens listening to the show right now, if you want Earth,
don't fight. Just ask for the 2 pieces of paper.
We've got you.
We got you covered.
We got you covered, man. We got you back. Nah, other than that, it was all right. It was pretty good.
There is some great cartoon logic.
Look, strap the cartoon logic, strap all that story-wise and artwork-wise. I really actually enjoyed it, so it wasn't too bad.
So let's give it a rating from your perspective, because I know I already like Centurions. I watched it growing up. But from your rating of meh, nah, to I'd watch it again. Where are you?
Yeah, I'd watch it again. I literally could sit down, indulge in some herbal essence and watch this shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. A 23-year-old would watch a cartoon from 1986. You know what that means? That means all of you out there need to get out there and start checking out Centurions.
No, trust me, guys, it's actually pretty good. Like, I'm not speaking for all young people out there or anything. Like, I'm not that type of dude. But, if you want to watch something that... Because a lot of cartoons out... Like, I enjoy my cartoons still. Like, I'm 23 and I still enjoy my cartoons.
Dude, I'm 35. It doesn't...
yeah. So, like, if you want... And there's a lot of cartoons out there now that are just... Let's just say they're trash, right? They're basically trash. They don't make sense. They're stupid, They have no plot or twist to it. It's just, they're weird for the sake of being weird, so they're trash. But these cartoons, they're actually alright. So check them out, guys.
Yeah. Look, I totally agree. I'm a huge cartoon fan. There's not a lot to choose from these days that's actually good. Adventure Time, I kind of like it.
Adventure Time's not too bad, but as I said, kind of gets weird for the sake of being weird.
Sometimes it gets weird and you're just like, but there's some good episodes.
Like, actually, Regular Show is pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard Regular Show is pretty good.
That's a really good show.
The new Transformers cartoon is actually really good as well. It's a mini-series, a web series. It's quite good. But we don't get stuff like this because they passed a law saying that you're not allowed to directly advertise to kids through cartoons anymore. So you can't sell toys to them through these cartoons directly. So they stopped really making them because there's no money in it anymore. Whereas in this day and age, you could sell shit directly. They didn't give a shit. They're like, make the kids hassle the parents.
Make the parents' life a living hell.
Oh, yeah.
And now I know why kids, like parents back in the day used to be like, I'm banning you from watching cartoons. And it was like a big deal. Like,
Dude, back in my day, and toys weren't that expensive either. They were relatively cheap compared to what they are now.
Yeah.
Like a figure now is the equivalent of about $30, right? Whereas a figure back then was $9.
Okay, fair enough.
So it was a thing that parents would just buy you toys to shut you the fuck up.
$9 to shut my kids up. Not bad.
That's a good deal.
Yeah,
that's a good deal.
Really good deal.
Yeah, babysitter would cost more than that. Yeah. Which one do you want? Shut up.
Yeah. He's 2, dude. You have to be quiet for the rest of the week, you little shit.
It was great. It was great. So, all right, that's it. That's the first episode. We might see more from this later on in the series. We'll have another episode next week. If you guys want to suggest anything from the 80s, put it in the comments
Even early 90s or something like that. Like, I was too young for me to watch any of that show. I wasn't even born anyway, so...
Don't worry, the original Ninja Turtles is coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I don't mind. Even if he's got some 70s cartoons that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Because I've heard there's some 70s cartoons, old ones. They're pretty bad, but I know...
No, there's some good ones in there. We'll be hitting some of the 70s Hanna-Barbera stuff, some of the Warner Brothers stuff. Disney was okay in the 70s. I think Disney really hit their stride sort of 50s, 60s, and then 80s and 90s.
Okay.
But in the 70s, there was some great... That was simpler. It was different. But Hanna-Barbera was fantastic during that era.
Okay. I haven't heard of Hanna-Barbera, so definitely.
Yeah. So until next time, thank you so much for listening. If you got anything to say, drop it in the comments. And one thing to remember, adventure, excitement, Stooge craves not these things.
Welcome to the Stooge Revolution.
Good night, good day, good afternoon.
Peace.